Coming up on Mountain News at 6, a report from the Kentucky Youth Advocates show fewer kindergarten students are ready to learn. And one church in eastern Kentucky is coming together this week to feed thousands.
Plus, some heavier rain and gusty winds are possible tonight and tomorrow. Your first alert forecast coming up as Mountain News at 6 starts now.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
A gloomy Monday out there is only the beginning of what's in store for a busy Thanksgiving week. More rain and gusty winds are headed our way, and it may impact your travel. First Alert meteorologist Cameron Aaron has more on what to expect. Cameron.
Yeah, Steve, for most of us, we are getting a little bit of a break this evening. Here's a live look at First Alert Pinpoint Doppler. And again, for most of us, we are dry but cloudy at this hour, zooming into a few heavier downpours in the Big Sandy Valley for places in Pike County, also into Logan, Wayne, and Mingo counties in West Virginia, and a few heavier showers not too far away from Louisa and Lawrence County. But that's about it for now. But we are tracking an increase in those rain chances as we go into tonight. Also tomorrow on Tuesday, those temperatures this evening once again are above average in the upper 50s and lower 60s as that more mild and muggy air begins to settle into the region for this evening, all thanks to this upper level low and this weather system that's parked over portions of Oklahoma, also Texas, producing some severe weather this evening for our friends in Mississippi, also Louisiana and Texas. The good news for us, no severe weather in the forecast, but we are tracking some beneficial rain chances, but also some gusty winds as we go into tonight. Those lows back in the upper 40s and lower 50s. We could see winds up to 20, 30, possibly more than 30 miles per hour at times. But some better weather is on the way for Thanksgiving, also for Black Friday. Those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thank you. If your Thanksgiving travel plans will put you on the road, the weather could create dangerous conditions and impact your drive, especially later tonight and tomorrow with that possibility of heavy rain and windy conditions. State police say there have been 700 people killed in crashes on Kentucky roads this year. Officials say with the stress of the holidays, drivers can be impatient with delays on the roads. Officials with KSB say make sure you leave plenty of space between you and the car in front of you when you drive. Well, this Thanksgiving holiday is expected to be one of the busiest we have seen in years, with thousands of Kentuckians driving to their destinations. And that can also mean more crashes with more injuries and deaths. The Thanksgiving holiday period ranks second in the number of total injuries and deaths on the road. On average, roughly 315 people are injured during the Thanksgiving holiday. The number of people killed on the roads during the same holiday period is around 8. 2 people have been arraigned on murder charges in connection to the death of a toddler in Whitley County. This morning, both Brittany Slaughter and Adam Hayes entered not guilty pleas. The bond for both is $500,000. The body of 4-year-old Chloe Darnell was found in the woods by a cemetery on Friday. Both Slaughter and Hayes are scheduled to return to court Monday, November 27th. A London man is behind bars after police say he assaulted a minor following an argument. 41-year-old Christopher Smith was arrested Saturday night off Line Creek Road, about 8 miles south of London. Deputies with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office were dispatched to the scene after receiving a disturbance complaint. During an investigation, a deputy discovered Smith reportedly assaulted a minor after a verbal argument. Smith was charged with assault. The Kentucky Youth Advocates 2023 report suggests fewer kindergartners are ready to learn. WYMT's RJ Johnson tells us what some school officials are trying to do about it.
School officials are looking at ways to help kindergarten students that are falling behind.
Our kindergarten readiness numbers in Letcher County are nowhere close to where we want them to be. About 90% of our kindergartners are considered not ready based on the Brigance testing.
Letcher County School Superintendent Denise Yount says students fell behind during COVID.
Because a lot of the programs were shut down during COVID. You know, that you couldn't get together and couldn't work with children, particularly of that age. And then preschool or Head Start may have been virtual, and so they didn't get a lot of the socialization and a lot of the skills that they need to be considered kindergarten ready.
Roy G. Eversole Principal Derek Allen says they are trying to find ways to help those students.
We just try to look at all that data and we try to offer ways for students to catch up, whether that be intervention type programs or whole class instruction, just to make sure that we get everybody on the same playing field.
He says it's important that parents start with their children before they are in school.
Well, parents are a student's first teacher, so what they're exposed to at home or away from school, carries into school. So, some ways that parents can help is, just expose them to reading, expose them to text.
WYMT says reading with your child can be very beneficial.
But it's as simple as reading with your child. From the time that your child is born, if you'll read with your child every day and help them develop those language skills, they'll pick up vocabulary and communication and socialization. Just reading to your child will help a great deal.
Saying it's important to read with them before introducing them to technology. RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
Allen and Yance both say their schools are partnering with several organizations to help students that are falling behind. FEMA is awarding nearly $21 million to Kentucky Emergency Management for communities affected by the July 2022 flooding. The funding grant is worth about $20.8 million, which will be used to clean up debris left behind from the flooding. That debris piled up due to the severe storms which caused not only flooding but landslides and mudslides. The One Church of Eastern Kentucky Thanksgiving dinner is preparing to feed folks in need, filling the Appalachian Wireless Arena Thursday to fill plates and hearts this Thanksgiving. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more from organizers about its growth and the current need for more boots on the ground.
Many communities, a cornucopia of needs, relying on one church.
You see a special giving here in the mountains in Eastern Kentucky that people actually care. They give with their whole heart. And there's a lot of people that come in here and you can tell that they're struggling as well, but they're here to give back to their neighbor.
The annual One Church of Eastern Kentucky Thanksgiving dinner is aiming to feed even more people during its 7th year of service, opening the door to diners old and new this Thanksgiving.
And this older gentleman comes in every year and he just makes my whole week a little brighter. I know that he kind of looks forward to that fellowship as well.
Organizers are planning to connect the community with around 17,000 meals, more than 2,500 of those handed out on site at the Appalachian Wireless Arena. With that increased hunger creating a need for more helpers.
We need volunteers. We need lots of volunteers.
Those involved say lending a hand is a worthwhile way to give thanks by giving to others.
Whatever you can do would be greatly appreciated, and your heart will be full once you leave here, once you come here.
Jeannie Lane Johnson knows all about giving, as not only a volunteer at the arena dinner, but the daughter of a Pikeville pastor whose name it now bears.
And I couldn't think of a better family and a better man that gave to the community than Pastor Gene Lane.
Pastor Gene Lane died in 2014. But is remembered for his giving hand, from his ministry work to his community service, a legacy that now lives on through the Pastor Gene Lane Memorial Dinner.
And this is given back to his community. He loved everyone here. It's also helping people who are in need and providing a service. And that's what he was all about, is providing a service.
Feeding through fellowship and faith. In Pikeville, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Volunteers are asked to be at the arena by 8 a.m. Thursday to help make the mission a success. Arena doors open to feed the public at 10 a.m.
Well, we are tracking a busy forecast for tonight, also on Tuesday, timing out those rain chances and those breezy winds after this break.